With a yo ho ho, it's Tale of the Toaster. Welcome back to Let's Play Inazuma 11 Go Galaxy Big Bang. The last episode was one of those typical Tale filler episodes where we did absolutely no story progress whatsoever, but we got so many tutorials, so many items, conversation topics, and just had fun walking around Raimon. But now, here for episode 8, it's back to business to actually take on the Raimon team themselves in a football match. Let's let these two teams meet for the first time. They finally came. Inazuma National.
Arion! JP, I'm so glad to see you again.
Rick, how's the team going? It's going great.
Everyone from Raimon 11, thank you for the invitation to a practice match.
Well, we also wanted to use our power to help out Inazuma National a bit.
I don't really want to help them though.
That's right, we need to help you guys represent. Your football's pretty good.
But don't underestimate our football. I will train you in this match. That guy just said he didn't want to help us, right?
Apparently he doesn't seem to agree with his thoughts. He hides his true heart by showing his anger, perhaps subconsciously.
What? What's up with you?
It's okay, Kaiser. Calm down. In other words, everyone is worried about Inazuma National's abilities. JP is also pretty worried, right?
Huh? Yeah, well...
Alright, let's start the match. After finishing your preparations, come to the Raimon Stadium. We'll be waiting. You know, Gabi as a captain feels so right. It's almost worth him not getting on the Earth 11 after all. I can't even finish the sentence. That's so harsh on the guy. Yeah, him not being on Earth 11 is a bit of a snobbery. But hey, at least Hugh and Shun will now get to be part of the actual Raimon lineup. So they are pure beneficiaries of this arrangement. We only needed Arion, Riccardo and Victor to go, I suppose, but over here in this chest you can actually get the formation Raimon, and to be honest, I want to have a look at that because you would think that's always been the default for your story team every time. This is the first time it's not. Our formation is Lightning. Should we change that to Raimon? You can see the comparison on the top screen. That's actually pretty different. Now that, I mean, it doesn't look it on the... Yeah, if I keep repeatedly switching between both, it seems pretty similar, but it's got 3 forwards with the central... Yeah, well, it's very hard to describe how this differs, but I'm going to stick with Lightning because this works for me. You know, you've got the 3 midfielders here, 2 strikers... Riccardo's a bit of a hybrid between defender and midfielder, and then the actual defenders go here. This has clearly been picked on purpose, so I'm going to stick with Lightning, but it's good to know that Raimon is an option for your formation. We'll talk to all the main characters in the central square in just a moment, but it's worth knowing that within this room, there's not too many photos. I actually had a scan of these in advance to make sure that we didn't derail in this episode. Like, this one actually doesn't have any, unless... Maybe it does. Maybe I just didn't click A hard enough and then I would have been completely wrong. This storage room does, but we can't go in it. So, rip to that. But over here, in the past episode from wandering around Raimon, we actually picked up both Whirly Whirly and Easy Breezy. We've now completed the Arion moveset by also getting ourselves a Zephyr Shot. And again, this is important to do because... Easy Breezy and Hyper Swiper take up those optional slots in Arion's moveset. Zephyr Shot is actually in there as a main thing, but when you beat the game, you can still replace moves that's in the key 4 slots. Zigzag will certainly be hanging on to, but yeah, it's nice to have the manuals just in case you did want to remove anything from Arion and give him something better, because the main thing I would advise if you were going to swap out Arion's moves, he never gets another blocking move, and his only block is Hyper Swiper, the weakest block in the whole game, or at least right down there with Thief's Eye. So that would make sense as some kind of replacement if that's what you want to do. But hey, asking me about my dual personality and about my fake smile, excuse me, teach him some manners, Captain. yeah, I want to talk to all these guys individually because we're not going to see much Raimon throughout this game.
That midfielder with the bandana isn't doing well at all. He's a complete amateur.
He's, of course, talking about Buddy Fury. He's had a fair bit of emphasis in this chapter already.
Falco's really fast, isn't he?
Yeah, that's sad for Eugene, because his main thing was that he was meant to be really fast, and now we've got someone who's both fast and not filling the token nerd character. That's Zippy instead. But I can smell the tide from that guy. Is he a fisherman? Adekebe wants to know about Frank Foreman. I love that. Hopefully we'll get some more. Adding lines to combat.
Hey, Arion, about Coach Black. Could it be that he's my... No, nothing. Don't worry about it.
Once again, the game having absolutely no interest in protecting its so-called secret. I'm not going to spell it out for you, but you're clearly meant to know if even in-game Lucian Dark can work that out when he's not even supposed to have met the guy. Anyway.
Arion, how are you holding up? If you need to cry, just call me. If the time comes when you feel beaten up, I'll get you back on your feet. You can do it.
Well, that is certainly some advice from Jade. If ever we want to cry, or if football wants to cry, or if we've been beaten up, this is the first game where Arion hasn't been physically assaulted yet. We had Protocol Omega one time, we had Victor in the game before. Arion's on top form. Nobody's just kicked his shins in yet, and that's good seeing as we have no reserves, and Drum and Bass just wasn't ready to join us for that purpose either.
Hey, why is this Terry guy always looking down on people like that? It makes me feel ridiculous.
Anyway, let's actually play some football with these guys now. Are you ready for the match? Yeah. Okay then, let's get started. Does this count as another match where I'm over-leveled? I've done one random encounter since Big Waves. It's telling us that we need Arion in the lineup. I kind of got that. Let's have a look, by the way. Parkour power takes up 40 TP. If I wanted to see the actual power of it, I would need to go into the special moves menu. We have no coach. Ray Dark, Astro Black did not come with us. I wonder if I'll probably just put a long censor on what I just said there. Level 9? They don't have a coach either. That's so sad. Mark Evans and Coach Travis just didn't turn up to work today. But yeah, so this is the formation. They've got Lucian and Kaiser as their forwards. Captain Gabi is still going to be taking a fairly left-back role, while Rusty and Wan Lee are going to be the main guys. But now, we've got Hugh as a midfielder, despite not having any moves. Shun is on the bench, but he at least showed up, and he'd probably be the first choice for a substitute, because JP is the reserve goalie. Sam's still better. He's not left the school yet. He's got Combustion Catch in his 5th slot rather than his 1st for some reason. Whatever, we'll take it. But yeah, the strikers we've got to worry about are Lucian and Kaiser. This team does seem to fall apart just a bit without the main three. But hey, this could be Hugh's moment to prove, out of everyone on this Raimon squad, he's the one who should be called up to Earth 11 as the 12th player. Let's go, Inazuma National. Oh, it looks good seeing a red armband on that guy. Yes, Gabi. I mean, yeah, so I think this is entirely free play if I'm not mistaken. So we'll just go for a run for now. I think it's worth just kind of having the discussion of, if you were to pick anyone from Raimon to join Earth 11, who would it be? Because surely it would be Gabi, right? We've got a Raimon player in midfield. We've got another Raimon midfielder who fell back to the defence. And we've got a forward. I guess you could say JP as a goalkeeper would be the other option that can be filled. But then we think from the perspective of liking the character, and all of a sudden, yeah, I'll keep Terry. Let's go Sam, besides he's better than JP. He's just stopped Arion, a member of the real Inazuma National. Sam should get the call up to be Terry's reserve. Buddy, it's not working out for him. We could box lock these guys if we really wanted to go hard on Raimon. Again, we couldn't beat Royal Academy, so we shouldn't take it as a guarantee that we can beat the Raimon team either. In fact, I haven't tested this, but I think the game might still progress if you do lose. That is a guess and not like actual information. Wow, Trina pulling through once again. Okay, let's pass to Therese because she's got the brand new dribbling move to show off. See if she can let's run into Rusty because Gabi probably would be able to stop her, whereas Rusty's only got runaway train. Here is Hoopsie Daisy. I love this move name. Beautiful hoop in Japanese, but Hoopsie Daisy to just put Rusty in a trance, and past we go. Let's not be offside with Falco and go for a parkour power this time on Sam. So yeah, what were we saying? Completely lost it. But yeah, members of Raimon who would be at home on Earth 11, you certainly would think Gabi would be the first call up, if not maybe one of the goalkeepers. But when compared to Sam, you've got Quentin Cinquedea, who would have been a more sensible pick. Huh, better than I expected. We all trained hard for this. I won't lose. Ha, that's it. Are you okay there? Yeah, once again, no one to swap into. I just love seeing the actual Inazuma National crew collide with Raimon, because even though this is the third game in the Go trilogy, Go Galaxy definitely feels the most distinct from the previous two. You could probably watch the season on its own without watching Go 1 or Chronos Zone, and it would still make at least some sense. It would make less sense, but I feel it's kind of watchable on its own. And it's definitely one that I really, really like, so I can't wait to show off more and more of it as the game goes on. Victor, once again, you're the guy letting me down here. What's happening here? Oh, but if I can take this from Ito with a Hyper Swiper, let's do something we've not done in the game yet. Tutorial mode Tale of the Toaster comes out again. We've leveled up Hyper Swiper, and right now I've dribbled up Victor so that he's kind of in front of Arion while he goes for a running in the 90s, Zephyr Shot. Certain moves in this game are chain shots. Zephyr Shot is one of them, but the first move in a shot chain can be anything. It doesn't have to be a shot chain itself. But Doom Dive Drive, it's got the C in the upper right corner of the word drive. That means that if the ball during a shot passes by your Victor or whoever it belongs to, you can chain that with a Doom Dive Drive. And that's been updated in Go Galaxy so that it looks a bit more sensible. If I did that shot chain in any of the previous two games, it would show the entire animation for Doom Dive Drive from start to finish. And that didn't really make sense because the whole idea of a shot chain is, there's an existing shot and then I'm going to add my power to it with my own kick. It wouldn't make sense if Victor just stopped the ball dead, flicked it up into the air and then completed the Doom Dive Drive. Now the animation in a lot of cases is actually shortened so that it's only the kick. So Doom Dive Drive, nice and easy to set up with a Zephyr Shot. Could have even done it the other way round. Could have done a Doom Sword Slash with Victor and then chained it into a Zephyr Shot. And in both cases, all of those moves would have been shortened in animation to just cut to the chase and help give us a good shot chain. And Fortissimo Foot is another one of those, actually. So all of the main three have an option for some kind of shot chain, should you want to use them in that way. This is worth keeping in mind. But Combustion Catch is gonna get its second starring role. Falco Flashman, you can't deal with that one. It just feels genuinely almost unnatural to see Raimon players and Inazuma National players on the same pitch because they're so distinctly different to one another. It's like they weren't built to engage with one another, but they can, just not in many scenarios. This is one of them where they will chat. Like, how many members of Inazuma National can I get Adekebe to talk to before this episode is over? We'll see. You still can't use fighting spirits or anything like that. It'd be funny if Gabi just decided to say, you know what, Inazuma National? I think you need some proper training. I'm going to bring out Brynhilder and you're not allowed to use yours. But, he would be a worthwhile addition to our team, wouldn't he? So this is Raimon's football. It's amazing.
Yeah, they keep coming up.
Buddy, are you alright?
Yes. I'm sorry, Captain. I'm a burden.
That's not true. Let's do our best in the second half.
Yeah.
Granted, it does ring true that Buddy did not have possession of the ball at all. They're going to sub in JP as their goalkeeper to make things a bit trickier for us. Let's bring up Zippy and give him his first action of them all. You've got Thief's Eye, so you might as well use it. And he's even got a dribble in Future Eye as well. Two of the worst and cheapest blocking and dribbling moves in the game, but we're at least at a point of the game where that is still fine, because Hugh doesn't have any moves at all to stop us. So here's Future Eye. It looks almost the same as Thief's Eye, but there you go. It's been used with Zippy. Should we go for a shot with him for a laugh? Tell you what. Let's go for a Zippy shot, and then we'll actually shot chain it into Victor. See how nicely all the tutorial stuff wraps itself up? I feel like I'm giving tutorials at the right places anyway, but I'm probably skipping all kinds of important stuff. Hey, we got a critical. There's tutorial mode again. Sometimes moves can be double the power. It's entirely down to good luck. It's probably like a 10% chance or something, but we got it, so critical Doom Dive Drive with Shadowboxing. The tutorial. I knew the last episode wasn't useless. We got the Shadowboxing's goal celebration under the bridge in front of Raimon Stadium, and now Victor has done it right before our eyes. Well, that's just lovely. Falco actually stopping me from using a special tactic there. Interesting. Alright, well, Kaiser's just on a bit of a mad one, but, you know, as soon as he hits Riccardo, it's just kind of hopeless. You know, you can get past all of the new guys, but as soon as you hit this guy, that's just the end of the road. He could keep doing this all day. Fine, so Victor's completely out of moves. Let's go for another Hoopsie Daisy. Or just... Well, I mean, I would have, but these guys are so slow that we can just outrun them anyway. But yeah, so the topic at hand... Okay, so if you're going to pick anyone from this team to join Earth 11, Gabi obviously fills a pretty obvious gap in the defense. Aitor would kind of make sense as a second defender, because now that we're not using Fighting Spirits or anything like that, he's kind of suddenly on a par with Gabi again, and he did get just a little bit robbed of a star in Rolling Chronostones. Saw is nowhere to be seen in this story, thankfully. Up jumping whack. We've got the type advantage. Is that going to work? Well done, JP. You've stopped your best mate. Again, he's putting himself down as a candidate for this. Go on, Kaiser. You can have it. Should we get a blam dunk going in the event of danger? Can Kaiser get past Keen and Sharp? If he does, he's earned it. Well, he didn't, so that's it for your hopes of joining this team. Buddy, again, he's the guy who's meant to be struggling the most at this match, but he does still have menacing glare, should you just choose to ignore his whole story business. I'm still a bit confused that they gave it to him at such a low level, but hey-ho, he will carry on. Can he get past Gabi? Now that would be all kinds of wrong. Good. The narrative is back on form. Mystifying mist from our guy Gabi. Good. So, because we don't want to steamroll Raimon, but at 4-0 we kind of already have. This team couldn't even beat Royal Academy, but with just a bit of training, they're now significantly better than the scraps that remain of Raimon. Fine. You can just go for it, Roma, because it's time for the JME makes his appearance. Blams! It's not going to get old, is it? Roma, I don't think he's even got Katana Kick yet because it's so... Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to... I'm doing this for my uncle, maybe. Alright, he's got Emperor Penguin number 2. I think this is a bit beyond... It was beyond the realms of Blam Dunk, but move difficulty is something that rarely comes into effect. But sometimes when a move is kind of too challenging, like a really good 3-player shot, such as Emperor Penguin, when a player is at lower level, they will actually struggle to complete it without the move failing. I most commonly had this issue in Chrono Stones with Hero Hughes from Little Battlers Experience. His move, Big Bang Slash, has some of the highest difficulty in the game. So he just kind of couldn't use it until he was like level 99. Emperor Penguin is a little bit too high in skill for Lucian to be pulling off at this level. So we're going to blams it once again. I was nearly late. Well, I was late. But blams, doing it for JME, doing it for Lethal Bizzle. It really is a canon move name. I must clarify that we did not make that up in the patch. That's actually canon. We'll see if Terry gets any other moves in the future. What could they call them? But Inazuma National has beaten Raimon. Again, I don't think you necessarily have to win. The story would probably progress regardless. But we might as well win because it's going to give us 4 red friendship tokens to go towards the cost of Brave's Pal Pack card. Everyone, thanks for today. Likewise, it was a fun match. I was worried when I saw the match against Royal Academy, but it seems the team is already coming together. Well, there are still some guys who need more training though. I did menacing glare, that was something.
Train more and become even stronger. After that, let's have another match, for serious this time.
What? You weren't playing seriously?
Of course! If we were going serious, it wouldn't be good practice for you guys.
Oh, come on.
I think Lucian was trying his best. They're mocking me. Even if you're serious, I could stop all your shots, no problem. Why are you looking at me?
Eh? No, it's nothing.
I'll never get sick of the walk-off animation. Will this keeper be okay on the world stage? Hey man, I got 3 blams in that match today.
I guess it's time to go back already. Let's go back to the station.
So, we are almost done here. But we have another option. Should you wish to become even more over-leveled, there is now basically unlimited level matches for you to just boost yourself up with. Steve is waiting at the riverside and he has a competition route, which is something that's going to be worth showing off. What is my current team level? It is 10. So, if the next opponent is level 11, that means, yes, we're going to keep dawdling for now, but the next episode is going to be exploring the competition routes. Because, yes, we've just had a bit of a tutorial match against Raimon, where we were entirely unrestricted by the story. And sure, it would be another episode, but, you know, we're kind of trying to exit tutorial mode Tale of the Toaster now. There's still obviously going to be stuff that crops up from time to time. Like, I wasn't expecting to give a tutorial Uncle No Coach Black. He knows. I certainly wasn't expecting to get a practical demo of moves failing because of their difficulty, but sometimes it comes up. So, competition route match, there's something I've showed off in previous Let's Plays, but I want to show it again and just give a general overview for competition route matches itself. So, while I look at the inner link, which tells us where the competition routes are going to be, I'm going to say goodbye, and the next episode, Steve awaits. Bye for now. Too true, Therese. Not everything has to be about football.